house, take a trip to my
אחת, שתיים, שלוש. ברוכים הבאים ל-TheIntage, כאן עדן, והיום אנחנו משחקים את ההמשך של סטנלי פרבול, ואנחנו מנסים לענות על התשובה what the fuck, מה זה המשחק הזה, מה צריך לעשות פה, מה הפואנטה שלו שאני עדיין לא הבנתי. אולי אתם כן תגידו לי, אני מנסה להבין את זה כבר כל עוד ששיחקתי בזה. היום אני יותר פעיל ממה שהייתי בסרטון הקודם, כי צילמתי את זה ב-5 בבוקר, מי שיודע הוא כי הייתי עוד בשיחה שצילמתי את זה. אבל לפני שנתחיל, אני רוצה רק לשאול אתכם, זה הסרטון הראשון שלי ל-2014. זה מטורף, שלי, לבד, זה 2014, טירוף. רציתי לשאול אתכם מה אתם חגגתם בסילבסטר, מה אתם עשיתם? אני רוצה שתשמעו למטה, אני באמת רוצה לדעת את זה. אני חגגתי את זה עם מישהי נורא יפה וחמודה, ומאוד נהניתי, פתחתי את 2014 ברגל ימין, ואני מקווה שהיא שומעת את זה, אני באמת חושב את זה. אני מקווה שתשתפו הפעם פעולה ולא תהיו מטומטמים ותגידו לי מה עשיתם. טוב, אנחנו נחזור למשחק. אוקיי. What?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
The fuck? למה יש כל כך הרבה נייר? יש כל כך הרבה נייר. What? Input receive. אני לא input. אני הייתי פה בלסגור דלתות.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
פעם אנחנו לא...
I think perhaps we've gotten off
לא, יש משהו למטה גם. אוקיי, פעם אנחנו לא נקפוץ ימינה.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who is it?
This is it, Stanley.
Mom?
Your chance to redeem yourself.
Ima?
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Holy shit!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone. As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? It's supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions are supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third-world nations, or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
A back sack and crack? שמעתי נכון.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
The fuck?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
The fuck? Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would
אתה מקודם רצחת אותי.
We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
שמח שהפכת אותי ל-PDD הבן זונה.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
בוא נקשיב לו, נראה לי עצבני עליו.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Nigger 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
ואני אומר את זה.
Spoke it into the
יעקב, די.
right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Nigger.
I'm sorry, is there a problem?
כן.
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
איפה
Otherwise we
אנחנו?
can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Tough.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Tough.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
מבין שאני לא צריך שמאלה, זה הביא לי את התחת.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
המשחק הזה מתחיל להיות יותר ויותר מוזר.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
הנה. הכל בשבילך יעקב. תפוס.
I can't believe after everything we talked about that you, my story, you've destroyed.
אתה החזרת אותי.
Why? For what?
אתה החזרת אותי. אל תצעק עליי.
It was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage. It's worthless now.
אתה לא תחפן, אני אתחפן בזמן, אני זוכר אתכם. אתה לא מכיר אותי.
To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I do that? I can't erase that.
תאבד, תלחץ על ידי כפוסי. תלחץ.
Is it better to shut the game down entirely?
כן, תלחץ על ידי, תחתוך את הברית.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
אתה לוקח את האקדח של השולחן, מדביק לרקה ולוחץ.
I have to shut the game down.
סגור. אני רוצה לראות אותך.
I have to.
סגור. פסון.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you.
Fuck.
You. Who thought you were so clever.
Now
look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine and you've run it into the ground.
אמרתי לך תחץ על
Did
ידי.
you think that would be funny?
בכיינית.
You just had to see.
חלשה.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Good shit.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
זה הסוף?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
מה?
Can you hear me? Is everything...
אני לא מאמין.
Stanley, this is...
זה הסוף! זה הסוף! ייי, 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 ייי.
Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong.
Credits.
We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know.
טוב. כנראה TheIntage זה הסרטו של סטנלי פרבול. אם אתם תרצו תרשמו לי בקומנט שאני אמשיך לנסות, כי אני מאמין שיש עוד סופים חוץ מזה ששברתי את המשחק עוד פעם. סיימתי אותו מוקדם מדי, כי אני עד כדי כך מוכשר. ואל תשכחו, תרשמו לי מה אתם עשיתם בקריסמס ובסילבסטר. מאוד מעניין אותי אם אתם חוגגים סילבסטר או את השנה העברית החדשה. על TheIntage. יש פה אסקייפ? לא זה... שעכשיו הייתי במה.